What up, world? It's your boy D Vision, chilling with my boy, the Black Panther right there. You feel me? Town business to the fullest, first of all, to let y'all know where I'm from. Something powerful finna come from out of town. And I call these my personal aspirations. They're meant to inspire and motivate anybody who listens to them. Try and see above and beyond the conditions of life that we've been plagued with. And I should have done this a long time ago. However, I've been caught up dealing with my own plagues of life. You see, the world as I see it has been designed to keep those at the top of the social scale economically fit to survive, and those at the bottom in a continuous need of help. In order for what you may call a poor family to ever make it out of the gutter, so to speak, that the government has designed to keep a flow of money coming off of other people's lives. At least one person out of this mentally, physically abused family must come from under the sheet that's been thrown over everyone's eyes. See, it's hard to maintain being born to a family on welfare and never being able to concentrate on school because the home you go to after school is broken and full of problems that you can't do too much about. And as youth in society, we're not taught don't take your problems to school with you. Leave your problems at home or all that type of stuff. You just deal with it the best way you can. It's hard to actually go out and get a good job once you of age because you don't have the proper credentials to do so. And not only that, it seems to be that every elderly figure you grew up around made they living off of drugs, prostitution, robbing people, many more tactics that fall into the category of a hustler. Once you live this type of lifestyle and you become, I want to say, acute or used to incarceration from juveniles, institutions, foster homes, whatever it may be, and it's nothing to you no more. So you know what I'm saying? The risk that lies behind these chances that you take in the streets, it don't really mean too much, and you willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to live by that code. So how can one actually recognize and understand these specified situations that this life that we live has been distorted, brainwashed, basically covered with a sheet? I call it the sheet of death. It's genocide, because this is passed down from one generation to the next, whether it's knowingly or unknowingly. The sheet is never being able to prosper if they can keep our minds deprived of the truth that everyone is equal, and that if this family over here can come from another country and survive without depending on governmental assistance, we as a very strong and overpowering social group can do the same thing too, without resorting to selling drugs or whatever have you. It's hard to do so because of the things that we in the gutters of America have been left with that appeal to us. It's not really all about the scrapers and the 20-inch or the 26s or the whatever, gold teeth, Jordans, badass fits, TV screens, basically always trying to look like the money that you wind up owing or going out to get this money and taking these penitentiary chances. But this is what we become accustomed to because this social gutter has never had anything to call its own, right? Acting like a nigga that ain't never had shit, So the way that I see it, coming from my years of growing up, these are the things we've created as goals to achieve for you to actually be somebody. Everyone says that, oh, it ain't about the fame or the material things, but that's not what the image portrays. To me, it's sad because the money it takes for these things to be put in one's possession, so many young as well as older, but for the most part, the young people are being killed for. These are the youths of society that are born with less. And through a chain of ongoing social persecution will continue to be born with less if there's no changes made by that middle-aged generation. You know what I'm saying? People like my age. And we suffer from a lot because of what we've already built. I'm 13, 14 felonies on my, penitentiary, all of that. Like, it's hard to go get a job. It's hard to go start schooling somewhere, you know what I'm saying? When you ain't really got no credit, the little bit of credits you do got is toe up, you feel me? You done spent so much time locked up, and for the cases that you done caught, don't nobody trust you. They don't want to hire you. Even though you might have a change of heart, society don't see it that way. I personally feel that we'll never be absolutely free from this mental slavery because the outcome of what they are predicting would happen is here now. And even if 1, 2, 3, even 50 was to recognize where the change begins, all have not recognized and all will not recognize. See? So it's going to take a much more powerful force to change everything around us. What really frustrates me is the truth behind what I speak and how people choose not to see it, or they do see it and disregard it. You know, go on living life as if it don't really exist, or treating the people who are actually going through this and they know they going through this, you know, as if everything is everything and it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being a backbone, a pillar, you know what I'm saying, for that person to lean on, or for the rest of your family, you know what I'm saying, to look up to. Just like it took years of time to keep producing and training that man on a hill that comes from a rich and wealthy family that passes his wisdom and knowledge on to his children so that they could do the same thing. It took years of depression, emotional deprivation, social starvation as a human being in this racist society. The fact that almost every home in the hood is not a home and is broken with either or both or no parents there, just to create what you see within the ghetto of America and everywhere else these problems exist. Only God can change this, yet God has arranged those settings for the devil to destruct and corrupt as many as he possibly can. It takes a good heart and mind to overcome these things, man. And the change from bad to good, so to speak, it does not come overnight. That is a promise. Longevity is the key, and I plan on keeping very much well in touch with what it is so that I may show it to others. And it can be done. We can make a change as a people coming from the bottom of these social pits. We can advance, and I will advance.